Hi there and welcome back to the channel. So it's been a minute since I made a video, but I can assure you I've been working hard, as I'm sure everyone else out there in Zoom land is as well. I've been tracking bass and I've been working on these guitar tracks to make them sound good for two separate songs, but the bass thing has had me going. It's not that it's that hard, it's just, you know, it's a lot to take on. All this recording by yourself, this one-man band thing, always takes way longer. Every time I do it, it takes longer than I think it will. But two more songs and I'm done with this record, so I'm excited. Alright, let's play back the tracks that I recorded, the guitar tracks for two songs. We'll start with Try My Life. Okay, the deal with this is I always record the guitars pretty much the same way. Two mics, two ribbon mics. I've got it flipped around because it's so loud. I've got two ribbon mics back here that are like 8 inches away from the speaker, equidistant, so there's no phase issues. Amp is all the way cranked up. It's a Marshall, I'm sorry, it's not a Marshall, it's a GDS amp, but it's a copy of a Marshall 18-watt circuit, the original. I mean, it's got Haybauer transformers, it's really awesome. But it's cranked all the way up to 10, 4 speakers in there. It's mic'd on 2 of them. And then I go directly, well, I go into this preamp here, MS1B, the Rain. Then I go into input 1 with the high Z off. The gain was at 100 unity gain. Then the other mic is plugged directly into input 2. I had the gain at like noon on that one and unity gain. No effects, 0 effects. All right, so and it's just the first. I'll play the. Let me just see what I have here. I got guitar left, guitar right, guitar. Okay, so I can turn those on. I'll turn those off. First, I'll just play the rhythm tracks, and then we'll just play all of it at once. Okay, so let's make sure I have the drums on. I'll start with the drums off, just so you can hear the guitar, and then we'll get the drums to come in. Alright, so let's just start it. I'm not sure even what this is going to be like, but this is the one with the whammy bar a lot, or yeah, the vibrato. Okay, so that gives you an idea. It gives you an idea of what was going on guitar-wise. I'm going to split them out left and right a little bit, like 40-40, maybe 50-50. Won't make any difference right now because this is a mono speaker. I don't have that one on, so you won't be able to hear. Let me see, Panny Q. Let me see if there's anything that I would do there for right now, just to give you some insight. I would probably, let's do that real quick. Let's add a little EQ while we're sitting here to the guitars. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the first guitar. I'm going to add 5 on the high, 5 on the mid, and 5 on the low. Let's just see what happens. All right, here we go. Now the other guitar. Okay, so I added that. I don't know if you could tell. Mainly you can tell when I hit the mids because it all gets louder, but it does sound better, sounds more, I don't know, just better, more of everything. So then I'm going to bring the volume back down. Alright, so now I'm going to just start again with the drums going. Let's get those drums going. Okay, so I think that went pretty well. The guitars sound okay. Sorry. My track 5 button is broken. The slider doesn't work, so I'm going to swap it to track 6 so I can control it better. And so let's go back to that solo, just because I couldn't control the other track, and let's just make sure that sounds okay. I'll isolate it. Okay, and then I'm going to go to the drums. I'm going to take those away, and we'll just listen to guitar. Okay, let's listen to that real quick. We can also do the pan EQ thing on that. Okay, so I just boosted everything by 5 on the pan EQ, highs, mids, lows, and let's go back and listen to that again. Kind of a weird out of tune moment right there. Little personality moment on the guitars. Okay, so that is Try My Life. I think we've heard that enough. Now I'm going to go to Project, and we're going to go up to Exciter or Excite. I think it just says Excite because there's not enough characters to name it. Okay, so here's Exciter. Okay, let me take these drums away and we'll isolate this guitar. Let's see what it sounds like. Wait, I'll do the pan EQ thing on Okay, let me see where the guitar solo is. Okay, that's in 7, 6 and 7. And the way I can find out where that stuff is by track. I've named the tracks, and if I go to track, I can tell where they're sitting, in case you're wondering. Okay, so let's turn on 6 and 7, and we'll just listen to this solo and see how that came out. I think it's after this. Sorry, it's kind of cacophonous here, so much noise. Okay, let's hear it from the beginning. Let me get the drums together. I'll pull these guitars down for a second. Go to the drums. Okay, so there was some interesting stuff going on with that guitar at the end. So I think it was a successful guitar takes on both songs. That one's like especially slamming and heavy and loud, you know, which is what I wanted. Like, it's not perfect. I hear mistakes and places where things got off, but it has that natural, you know, feel, that flow. So I feel okay about it. Now I've got to finish this bass part. So thanks for tuning in. If there's anything I can do to help anyone out there as far as like just figuring out how to use the zoom, understanding how to play back your tracks, get the most out of them. You know, I didn't mention it, but typically what I will do when I play back stuff, I didn't do it right here because I was, you know, pan EQ and working on everything, is to put it in mastering mode. There's tons of videos I have about doing that, but that really makes things sound better because it has all this built-in EQ stuff and crossover points that really start to sweeten things up. A few little effects in there, just, you know, really takes it to the next level. So whenever you record something, just go to effect, and when you're playing it back, bring your knob down, your master knob down. Try one of the masters, try the first one, do some editing. You'll see lots of videos where I do that, and makes playback so much better. Alright, didn't do it this time because I was focusing on the tracks themselves and still working on some effects in the pan EQ, like adding, or the EQ, adding, not so much panning, but just on the guitars, but adding a little EQ, like 5 on the highs, the mids, the lows, and you can adjust that and tweak. You might want more bass, you know, whatever. Just play with it. Alright, next time.